I'm Ryan Keneally, and this is Back in Mad Betting, and it is round two of the best of the UK up against the best of Ireland. Ian Fortune, welcome back, my friend. Thank you for coming back. Yeah, we'll get to how we got on ourselves from a personal perspective shortly, but thoughts on what I think was an unbelievable first round.
Yeah, it was good. Sometimes you get this time of year, first round of a derby, it's a bit of shadow boxing, but it was competitive. There was nothing easy. Yeah, there were some brilliant performances, but there was a lot of close finishes and a few turnovers, a few shocks, and one or two dogs just sort of thrust their way up the market. All of a sudden, it's a bit intriguing. It's not quite as one side at the top as it was with Bucco's Diamond. He suffered defeat. His kennel companion Bombay Pat took off. Epic Gates, of course, ran a big race to beat Bucco's Diamond. So, and of course, we have to mention there was a UK winner,
It
proper
was
RS,
two
and
UK winners.
Ballymac Axel trained by Merck Light. Now he's been with them a week. It's obviously the Irish air that's doing the world of good with him. But yeah, very pleasing all around. And bring it on, bring it on. I think it's time, Ryan. We start to kick into gear now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just touching on Friday, I think that was a night punters went home very happy. If you want to see how I got on, that video is going out. It actually went out yesterday, actually. So please watch that video, actually. You mentioned Bucco's Diamond, but I think that was a night for the big hitters, though, really, didn't they? They just stamped their mark on the competition.
Well, you look at the names that were in action on Friday night. Deladdy Da, Bucco's Diamond, Epic Ace, Bombay Pat Cheap Sandwiches, proper RS. It was a who's who of current stars in Greyhound Racing. So the Saturday night had a lot to live up to, but Friday night was the night when it really did take off. And yeah, a bit more of that, please. Thanks very much indeed. And of course, we have to mention the last winner on Friday night was a dog called Sword Style, tipped up at 9 to 4, 5 to 2. I assume I'm getting paid at 5 to 2 and not the 8 to 11 he sent off, purely
So
on the weight of the best judge in Ireland's.
If you looked at the terms and conditions of the competition at the start, it was if I have a winner, it's the price that I advise that. If you have a winner, it's ASP. So no, so unfortunately though, you did put up those 5 to 2. I think that was around about by the time this video went out last week, I think it was about 7 to 4 was available, which still a massive price. I think it went off odds on. I was looking at the machine as well. So again, yeah, so very, very good shout that. So then seeing as then we've kind of segued ourselves into that then on that note then. In terms of ourselves, how did you get on in terms of your nap and next best last week?
Yeah, Sword Style won for me. He was my nap. Very impressive. Flashed out, did everything right. Again, I wish I was getting paid. Well, I did get paid at 5 to 2,
Yeah.
but I wish I was getting paid in terms of the competition at 5 to 2. No, 8 to 11 he's returned. To be honest, anyone that took even 11 to 8 on would have been pretty happy after a stride. It was an absolute route. He just got to the front. That was that. My next best, I'm afraid, against your nap, didn't run well. My droopy's slick. My patience is probably running a bit thin with him. Missed the kick, never really got involved, stayed on a bit. Did qualify in fourth, but no, I'm afraid a bit of a damp squib. And as for the anti-post elections, I'm afraid Magical Major, I put the mockers on him. He's gone out of the competition. Probably the biggest name to go out of the first round of the
Yeah.
competition, given his prominence in the betting. And my other one, the other wild, didn't exactly pull up any trees, but he's still there.
But we've got a pound each way still on that the other ward as well. So remember that. So look, there's still hope there. And yeah, so I don't know if you've seen, but if we tip up a dog in the same race, whoever comes ahead, you gain a higher bonus.
Nice try, so nice try.
I would love to claim that. So you finished, I think, 45 cent, 45p in profit there. Yeah, but it is profit, and I would take that because my nap we just mentioned. Yeah, Bet Goodwin Ben ran a bit of a weird race. Really, I didn't show a lot of earlier. I thought it was going to, but then good back straight pace. Thought it was then going to get to the front. I'll take it on. And yeah, didn't really do much. Really, it was a bit of a weird
Pups,
run. So
pups in all age company. Pups in all age.
Yeah, so you know what serves me right there, but you know what we bounced back as you know. But then I did then salvage some pride because my next best down Hackney Corner did it well. I had to fight off Ballymac Tibet, put a monster running beyond that. Thought I was done actually when Tibet turned as close as he did, but yeah,
So did I.
yeah, I could hear your commentary. I was literally like, oh no, that was the excitement in your voice when Tibet turned second there. But
I
just
know I have to mention I did back Hackney Corner each way for the
okay,
combination a month or two ago. So it's
yeah.
okay result for me. And I think he was actually one of the really eye-catching winners of the whole round.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Showing good determination as well, didn't he? Good fight to stay to the front there. So happy with that. And I had a good little so my anti Paris Bombay Pat, massive statement that is. I
Huge.
think If the one thing I noticed with him though, he claws at the traps, doesn't he, when the hair's on the way?
He can be a little uneasy in the boxes, but that's 3 nights in a row he's after hitting the lids. You know, he hit the lids in the English Derby final,
Yeah.
his prep race, and now the other evening. That's 3 nights where he's after coming away reasonably well, which by his standards is good. That's encouraging. I wouldn't be too concerned, Ryan. I think he's rock solid. He's dear
I
something
think think
and
he
I think he deserves to be.
I think he's in a really good place, Bombay Pat, at the moment. Yeah, I'm quietly. Well, no, you know what? I'm never quiet. Quietly, I'm very, very confident going to this derby now because I think Bocco's Diamonds. A few questions on that. I think the market. Yeah, I think the dogs in behind the betting will close side to Bocco's Diamond. I think there'll be all eyes on Bocco's Diamond, see where he's actually at. And then my other anti-post bet, Dr. Darcy, won't be winning the derby from what I've seen there. But look, stays all day. He's got a horrible heat coming up this weekend. Awful, but yeah, I think the Poperaris, a couple of other good ones. So yeah, so I finished 50 cent down. But look, when I've got the winner of the derby in Bombay Pat, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm just giving you a bit of a head start. So yeah,
I'm regretting not sticking in one of the shorter price ones. I must say, one of the more sort of proven performers. As it is,
this is look,
yeah,
this is the thing,
you may well need Bombay Pat by the time we're finished.
This is the thing, though. You see, pressure does these things to people. So, look, and obviously for me, pressure obviously makes diamonds. And like, I decided to go with a good dog. You've obviously overthought, like doubted yourself, and look, your main one's out. So, look,
Ryan, when I was courting my wife at the time, and people would say things to you, I always used to say this: pressure is for tires. All right. Pressure is for tired or nothing else. Okay.
Wow.
Don't you worry about it.
Well, let's get down to our selections for the second round then. And we haven't got a race where we're head to head with each other this time. I think you've learnt your lesson with that one. So we'll get to our nap there, and we are giving the punters value again here, aren't we? So we don't do odds on the story.
We hope we are. Yeah.
We hope we are. There's this thing is a good value loser. I'm going to say that now. So, but no. So let us get off then, and your nap then, please, Ian.
Yeah, I have gone slightly off the beaten path, and I'm going with one at a big price. I'll be honest, there was a bit of 10-1 available.
Yeah,
gone. There was a bit of 8-1 available. Gone.
Yeah.
7-1 in places. Do you know what? For a dog, I think should be 3-1. I'm perfectly happy. I've gone with Headley's Trump as my nap. Heat 6. He did 29.82 in the opening round. Had a few quid on him. It was on the night when the first two races on Saturday were considerably slower, about 30 spots back. So I think you have to upgrade his run. I think you get first run in that heat. Hello Diego, I think, is up against him. He's the pretty warm favourite, but not a dog you want to be backing at short prices. So I've gone with a dog at big prices who should be shorter prices. Headley's Trump, again, still around 7-1. That's massive value.
Okay, thank you for that. And if its price is still there and people do watch that, then I expect that 7-1 to go very, very quickly. So I will be on my phone straight after I press stop on this, let me tell you now. So yeah, so good for you. Okay, good price there, but a massive price. In fact, I don't know if I want to bet it, I don't know, because I don't actually want that to win. So anyway, right, big statement there then, big price. My nap of the second round comes in heat 3, and that is Magical Mag. I thought ran a monster race behind Ballymac Axel, just to qualify really. Trapped out, and then would you say slip? Lost.
Yeah, had to take a stride basically.
Yeah, had to take a stride. But I think now perfect draw, just drawn trap 2 just outside Desert Flower. I think Magical Mag here, traps can get to the front, and then I think that will be that. But just come with a bit of a warning, because there is a certain Diladi-Da in the race, and I've ran out of words, really superlatives, to describe Diladi-Da's run. Even what he did on Friday night was just breathtaking. But I think he's got a bit of work to do here to get a proper run at Magical Mag. So yeah, that is my nap. About 7-4 at the moment. I believe it was earlier as well. I've seen blue on odds checker, so I believe it was a bit bird. But I think that's a fair price. I can see them in the betting going a little bit closer to the off. So not as big as your nap, but I think that lot. Anyone can tip these big price dogs and not win and go, oh, well, that's a big price dog. I'm tipping winners here. So Magical Mag for me, I think, can get off the front and get me a nice, we'll go 6-4, hopefully. We'll get me a nice little, what's that, £3, just to close that gap slightly. Next
Yeah,
best.
I think should be disputing favourites nearly at the off with the laddie da. He's even money at the moment. He'll be bigger than that, no question about it. But as regards this competition, in the laddie da we trust. That's all I'm going to say. You know, he's going to be very hard to still hold as good as she is. But no, I think you've gone for a sporting chance there. No, fair play.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So then, next best then. So let me quickly get to mine because mine is on the heat 5 and giving value now. So anyone who says Ryan Kennedy just goes for favourites and odds on, you're just, well, I'm going to put you in your place right now, actually. So my next best is the Bold Falcon in heat 5. It's now a 5-dog race. Untold Rafia has been withdrawn from the race. And I think that just makes the Bold Falcon have an unbelievable chance here. I think Check for Cash will lead, well, definitely lead the race. But with track 1, toolmaker Giuseppe, is that how you say it, Giuseppe? Toolmaker Giuseppe.
Giuseppe is how I'd pronounce it.
Giuseppe, yeah, no real early pace here. I think the Bold Falcon can get first run here, and I think Check for Cash will be vulnerable. There's a dog here that I think is going to catch Check for Cash, whoever that is, turn second, and I think the Bold Falcon can do that. 4-1 was 11-2, but now 4-1. I still think that's a massive, massive prize, really, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'd have that a lot shorter there, probably around 5-2 ish. Because I just think you can get first run at Check for Cash, and then that'll be that. So hopefully the price stays quite high. I've got a feeling though when the people realise that, then best judge in the UK is on. You know, there's a bit of an avalanche.
And you.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm hoping for a good price, but no, I think that I can get the Bold Falcon there to win at a decent price. That's my next best.
I like the way you're thinking there. I thought he ran very encouraging the other night.
Yeah.
Spoke to Jamie McGee before racing, and he said, I think we have him back to himself. And as you said, he just ran into a couple of troubled spots in the race, but a very encouraging comeback. There will be money for Giuseppe on the inside, but I don't think he runs Shelburne Park. I think he struggles there. He doesn't have the early speed. And if the Bold Falcon's in front of you, he holds the 600-yard record at Shelburne Park. You ain't picking him up. It's just a case of whether he can get the Check for Cash quick enough, or hopefully that he challenges at the right point. If he does, I think he could be onto a winner there, the Bold Falcon. So for that reason, I'll be hoping that a dog at a similar enough price in the final heat of the round, heat 16, a dog called No More 50s can do the business. It's a tricky enough affair, but he's well drawn on the fence. This is a dog who has just struggled to get around the corners last 2 starts from trap 3 and trap 4. Both occasions, a dog called Look and Lep just broadsided him on the bend, and he showed all sorts of pace to try and get back into it the last week into the third bend, was forced to check up. He's in 1 on Saturday night. He's got some talented rivals against him, including my old pal Sword Style, who won as a nap last week. Magical Keith, Drippy Slick, and
I would love 5 to win here. I would love 5.
So I'm going with No More 50s. The 11-2 is gone, I'm afraid. Thank you. 9-2 at present. I think that's perfectly fair. I don't think I'll be backing him any shorter than 7-2, but I think anything down to 7-2 is very, very reasonable. About a dog who is definitely due a little bit of luck and has been given a draw in his favour. And if he does trap, I think he'll play a big part proceedings in the last of the 16 heats, and hopefully he'll carry me into a commanding lead after Headley's Trump has won the previous evening.
Annoyingly, I think you're going to go very, very close there. Yeah, I think you can. I think the drawing one's massive there and can get a real good run into this race here. Yeah, even though Sword Star was very impressive, I just think draws win races, and I think 7-2 is a fair price as well. I think people will still be playing that. So yeah, I'm in a bit of trouble here, I think, this weekend. But there's a long way to go. And look, we love ground racing because we never know what can happen here. And it's the second round of Derby. There could be dogs that are just waiting for this big run. So yeah, all eyes will be on Shelburne Park on Friday and Saturday night. Ian, I'll say it is after 1 round, you are slightly ahead by, say, 1 point, I'd guess. But look, we're just warming up here, really. You got the entrance music slightly better than mine. That is where we're at the moment. There is still a long, long way to go. And look, I said to you, you are going to need a 14-point head start going into the final of the Not No Pat. He owes me a big favour, so he's going to make it.
I dread the situation where down the back straight in the final, I'll be commentating more on Bombay Pat and whether he places or not, or whether he wins, and that's the difference.
Well, I'll tell you, you will see and hear me as well. I will make sure somewhere in your eye with my camera, I'll have a massive selfie stick so you can just see my Bombay pack goes boom. But look, that's a long way to go now. We have got a long way to go before that. We said you're currently 95% ahead of me, which I'm annoyed about. But look, you know myself, just myself off, and I'll always
wait to see how annoyed you are next week.
I know. I think if you're looking back now, I'm in a bit of trouble here because could be a very different conversation next week. I might have to cancel this going forward. But no, thank you very much, Ian. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, good competition so far. The derby's been. Cannot wait for the second round. And yeah, look, well done to you, because to be ahead of me at any stage is a good achievement. But now it's getting a bit serious now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend, Ian.
Lots to look forward to. It's going to be a great weekend.
Oh, man, thank you very much, by the way.
For what it's worth, anybody who wants to do a little bit of a double with cheap sandwiches, got a great draw on a hot heat, and Bombay Pat could do worse. That'll pay a few, Bob.
I think there's a few people on the treble. I think there's a treble as well on Saturday, Friday night as well. That was really good. Because I might let a few people down, but no, looking at the cards, I think that's a pretty good double really there, isn't there? So yeah, if I'm in a bit of a hole, that is getting better, I'm telling you now. So now, Ian, thank you very much for the map. Appreciate it a lot. And all the best. Yeah, just haven't enjoyed. Really, all the best for the commentary of the weekend.
Listen, second nature at this stage, Ryan.
Ian, top man, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.